You see his face clearly.
Humans are the dominating race on this planet, but it looks like we aren't the only ones smart here. Apart from demonic entities, there are creatures able to shift shapes. We might be closer to unknown beings that were existing secretly, but are now emerging. So tag along to meet the terrifying shapeshifters and reptile humans. A group of friends out in the woods had a very strange encounter. After noticing bizarre activity around them, they were sure there was something out to get them. And just when they thought it's better to leave, suddenly this pale figure jumped right in front of them. Huge jet black eyes, mouth wide open, the alien-like figure seemed ready to scare anything that came across it. Leaving everything behind, they decided to leave those woods. Although the group was sure they had encountered an alien, there were folks online who suggested that the figure might not be real at all. Cat transformation. Have you ever heard of creatures that can change their form? Well, what if I told you I've seen one? There's video evidence of a cat dashing out of a house, but then it strangely turned into a human. The sight was truly bizarre. Are these mythical beings living among us? Or is there a more logical explanation? Some people dismissed the footage as a ploy, while others found it genuinely terrifying. Shapeshifter on CCTV. If you've ever wondered what lies in the dark after everyone sleeps, well, this clip will give a little perspective. A security camera outside a house captured a similar cryptid of the night. A strange cloud of smoke seemed to emerge from one side of the frame, suddenly transformed into a humanoid figure, and walked away. The guy who was reviewing the footage was shocked to see a shape-shifting creature for real. Sharing the clip with the internet, he warned people to be careful, but some were suspicious that the whole thing could be staged. Kentucky humanoid. Looks like CCTV cameras are capturing everything other than what they are supposed to. Here's another clip from a house security camera in Kentucky, where a bizarre pale humanoid figure was seen walking on the street while hunched over. Its ghostly white appearance left many confused as to how a human could look like this. Then someone suggested it might not be a human in the first place. Locals came up suggesting that there might be entities haunting the region, but no one could tell if the creature was real or not. Masked reptilian. You probably know the famous conspiracy theory going around about a reptilian human race being the elite leaders of the world, and they wear humanoid masks to blend in. And when this clip spread online, people thought there might be more than conspiracy to this theory. A guy seemed to deliberately record himself taking off his mask. After taking off from his hands, he went on to remove the silicone-like mask from its face, and a tough lizard-like skin appeared. If this reptilian guy's real, and we are taken over by this race, we need to look out for ourselves, as our future doesn't look very bright. La Junta cryptid.
Look at this viral video from La Junta in southeastern Colorado.
A viral video from La Junta, Colorado, captured by a security camera, has sparked widespread attention. Apparently, a strange figure was seen in the backyard of a house, as it walked away doing a little dance. The footage has led to various speculations, with many suggesting it looked like Dobby from Harry Potter, a ghost, or maybe even an alien. Amidst all the theories, it's hard to tell what it actually was. If you have a guess, let me know in the comments.
There are people on Facebook who say it looks like Dobby from Harry Potter.
The reptilian. This CCTV footage claimed to have captured a reptilian human. A bipedal figure was seen walking down a deserted roadside that seemed anything but human. Hunched over, the most strange thing about it was its tail. Humans don't have a tail, right? So could it be a reptilian, like many netizens have claimed? Even locals claim that the region was a hotspot for sightings of such creatures. Amidst theories of this hybrid human race, it's easy to get confused. About this clip, nothing can be said for sure, as no one saw its face. Lizard Man. A video posted anonymously has been making rounds on the internet, leaving people baffled. It featured a humanoid figure down on all fours, and instead of having human skin, the person had a snake-like pattern. It appeared to be absorbed in strange movements. People believed that it was a reptilian human caught in the act of transformation. But the real question is, how did the video end up on the internet? Could it be that one of their own people leaked the footage? Before you get all serious about the clip, some netizens pointed out that it could as easily be a person in a suit, lurking in the dark. A walk in the woods, and that too after dark, is the perfect recipe for a spine-chilling encounter with the unknown. That's what happened with this adventurer when he saw a crouched figure in the dark, thinking it was a man. He approached it, but soon regretted it when the creature suddenly looked up. With its skeletal body and sinister glowing eyes, it was one heck of a jump scare. And what's more, was that it was feeding on something. Netizens were certain the woods were haunted by skinwalkers who were behind all the missing people in the area. Even skeptics were left speechless as the video looked too authentic to have been staged. Mirror apparition. A mother-daughter duo from Russia had an otherworldly encounter in their own home. When the girl heard her mother screaming, she went to check and found her mother staring in the mirror. The mother's reflection in the mirror had jet-black, unblinking eyes that terrified the woman. After a while, the camera captured a ghostly man appearing behind the mother in the mirror, who wasn't in the bathroom. The incident left the mother and her daughter shaking with fear. People who watched the clip suggested that the mirror might be cursed. So, was this really a ghostly encounter, or something else we're unable to comprehend? Reptilian infant. A bizarre video has been going around the internet recently, and I don't know what to make of it. Take a look at it yourself. It was an infant, that much was obvious. But as far as I know, newborn babies don't look like that, unless they're something other than human. The video provided no other information regarding the creature, leaving people to speculate. Many believe that's how a reptilian human actually looks at birth before it learns to shapeshift. Others think it's a vampire. If this is real, I don't think we're ready for what's coming. Hide and seek. You know how some things are in plain sight, but you just can't see them. Something like that was captured by a CCTV camera mounted in a room. At first, there's nothing strange about this dark form, except a shape that could be anything from a box, a table, or a shopping bag. That is until the form starts to move, and then stands up to reveal an alien. It stalks the room, looks straight into the camera with its huge black eyes, and then, shockingly, gets back into the crouching position right before someone opens the door. So, maybe next time you see something slightly suspicious, it would be a good idea to take a closer look. Ghost house. We've all got at least one house in the neighborhood that's abandoned, and I think we should take them seriously before we witness something like this. A couple of friends geared up to explore the allegedly haunted house down the block. With their flashlights shining brightly, they entered the abandoned property only to get the scare of their lives. They spotted a window and someone was peeking out from inside. And although it was just a glimpse, whatever it was didn't appear human. In fact, let's pause here. There's a theory going around on the internet that reptilian humans take cover in abandoned places for their nasty activities. Well, it looks like that may be more than just a theory. Sneaky alien. Back in 2011, in Mexico, a man stumbled upon a chilling scene in his backyard, something that looked straight out of a sinister sci-fi movie. Hearing a strange shuffling noise, he tried to figure out where it was coming from. Realizing the entity was right behind him, the guy quickly turned around, only to find a tall, slender, alien-like figure looking back at him. The creature was perched on his roof and looked just as surprised to find the human, and instantly fled the scene. Netizens thought the extraterrestrial had taken cover inside the man's house, while others remained skeptical due to the poor quality of the video. Devouring beast. What do you mean? If I go into the woods at night, there's a chance I might end up encountering something like this. Seeking an adventure, a guy got exactly that when he found this scary-looking humanoid being sitting in the dark forest and seemed to be feasting on something. Dark eyes, horns on its head, human-like body. It didn't seem to belong to our world. The guy tried scaring it away, and the entity turned around and left. The guy was sure it was a reptilian human hunting down innocent souls. I don't know how true that is, but one thing's for sure. It's better to not go on your own into the woods. Jump scare. Camping out in the woods wouldn't seem like such a good idea after watching this video. These campers were woken up by strange sounds coming from outside their tents and went out to check who was behind them, only to come face to face with this monster. It appeared to be a pale humanoid who was screaming at the top of its lungs, scaring them away. We only get a brief glimpse of the entity, but netizens have already identified it. They believe it's the legendary Rake, while skeptics have dismissed the clip, calling it an elaborate prank. Spying on Gray.
Amanece una nueva semana en la frondosa jungla de las ofertas salvajes de Lidl. Con las primeras luces del lunes, el tomate frito Bares a 1,20 € el pack de 3 se pasea frente a las redes del ahorro esperando ser capturado. Mientras el queso de vaca tierno pieza roncero despliega su descuento del 21% para atraer a los cazadores.
While scouting a nice spot in the woods for camping, a guy noticed something odd. I think we weren't too far off with our depictions of aliens in movies, because it looked exactly like a Gray. Unaware of the man, it appeared to be busy with something, standing in a cube-shaped enclosure that might have been concealing a spaceship. Then suddenly, it vanished without a trace. The friends decided the place was haunted and took off, and as they were driving away, there it was again, standing eerily still. It seemed to have followed them. But how? Well, the mystery is still out there. Jar-canned humanoid. A strange human-like creature was captured on video in the Indian state of Jharkhand during the COVID-19 pandemic. The footage showed a tall, thin being walking along a roadside, while some netizens thought it was probably some guy walking in a strange way. Its unusual movements led many people to speculate about extraterrestrial activity, and that aliens might be visiting us when we were locked up due to the pandemic, and this clip was evidence. Vampire. Perched on top of a cliffstone, with its back towards the camera, this hunched-over figure was seen by a guy taking a late-night walk in the woods near his house. Suddenly, a set of wings spread, sensing the guy's presence. The vampire entity turned around a little and something snapped. The creature seemed to be eating something. And the guy didn't stand around long enough to capture what happened next. A real vampire or just some guy in a costume with a streak to scare people? You decide. Stalking alien. It is said that reptilian humans choose wooded areas for their secret, horrific activities, and are the reason people disappear in remote areas. And I guess this video seems to confirm the belief. A man was walking along his local woods in the middle of the night when he suddenly felt an unsettling presence, and as he stopped to look into the dark, there it was, a pale figure crouching on the ground that started chasing him. We don't know if the guy managed to get away safely or met a terrifying fate. However, the clip's authenticity is still up for debate, with many dismissing it as just another hoax. Vicious dwarf. What a surveillance camera outside a building caught is something straight out of a nightmare. At first glance, it might seem like just a human crawling on all fours, but as you continue to watch, you'll realize nothing about its movements is natural. Despite its stocky build and short stature, the entity moved with surprising agility, tearing down a poster on the wall, and right before it disappeared from view, the being glanced up at the camera, revealing glowing eyes and a smirk that gave it a deformed appearance. The video spread online, leading to a panic with people wondering if there were more of them out there. The thought is certainly terrifying, and I guess moving to Mars won't be such a bad idea. Demonic refuge. Abandoned places are known to be inhabited by all kinds of creatures, and a guy witnessed it with his own eyes when he decided to venture into an abandoned building. Hearing weird noises from inside, he followed in and saw a face emerge in the window for a split second, only to disappear back into the darkness. The face wasn't human at all, with backward bent horns, blood-red mouth. It resembled some demonic entity. Scared of what might happen if this entity decided to take strike, the guy decided to leave the place and never looked back. Although many have called out the clip for being a hoax, the guy was sure the abandoned building was a refuge for that inhumane being. Glowing eyes. Still not convinced that woods are not safe anymore? Have a look at what this guy encountered when he was out and about in the wild. Sensing a strange presence near him, he found this short figure, eyes glowing like two orbs in the dark. By the looks, it looked like the gray alien. Seeing the guy recording it, stared for a while before walking away, as if nothing happened. Netizens were suspecting extraterrestrial activity in the region. Skeptics, however, were already dismissing it as a hoax. Now you guys let me know what you think of this tiny humanoid. Imposter in the party. When clips from Olympics Games taking place in London started going around, netizens spotted something scary in the audience. Not one or two, but many spotted this bizarre dark figure standing among the audience, and it looked like no one noticed the strange entity. Not only its dark appearance was unusual, people also said that its skin resembled a reptile, and this started a frenzy of theories, saying it was a reptilian human attending the Olympics, who was invisible to the people present. Hence, no one seemed to notice it there, but the camera caught it. Or could it be something else? No one knew for sure. If you have
Bien pensado, bien hecho, bien jugado. Cuando juegas a las loterías de la 11 ganas más que un premio.
any idea what this could be sure to leave you theories in the comments. Alien transportation. Locals in the streets of London found this military truck carrying bizarre alien creatures. In broad daylight, people thought that the government had retrieved the creatures from a UFO crash site. As rumors started to spread, the truth behind the strange sight was revealed, and it turns out it was a publicity stunt for an upcoming movie. As the movie featured major cities around the world under extraterrestrial invasion, the alien on the truck made sense. Among the trees. A nature exploration turned into a sighting of a lifetime when the guy spotted a bizarre face in among the trees. The human-like face, with a somber expression, was peeking from the tree trunks. Not caring that it was being watched, the guy decided it's better to leave the woods. Now the internet took it upon themselves to identify it. Some suggested that its dark appearance and wrinkled skin looked very similar to a reptile. Some even went ahead claiming that these reptilian humans were trying to control our world while hiding in plain sight. Truth behind the sighting? Well, it remained elusive. Tiny humanoid. Now, let's see what was captured in these woods that left everyone watching scared. A guy captured this footage in the woods and didn't seem to notice anything unusual until later, when he was reviewing the footage. He spotted a tiny humanoid walking around sneakily, like it was trying to escape something or someone. As the figure turned around, its strangely spiky head came into view. Does it look like Groot to you as well? An otherworldly being? A dwarf human or some creature out on the run? What do you think it was? Alien walk. This clip from a CCTV camera footage has been going around claiming to have captured an alien walking into a building. Apparently, a bipedal figure entered the building. And as for its looks, pale gray body, big dark eyes, with unusually long limbs. And did you notice how one of its hands was bigger than the other? The figure looked more alien than anything. Although the internet erupted with countless alien theories, there were some people denying the clip and called it a hoax. What do you think? Alien in backyard. After spending a restless night due to strange disturbances around the house, the homeowner decided to review the security camera footage and found this. A bizarre figure was found sitting on the ground, and it seemed to be hiding behind the wall, probably unaware of the recording lens. The man even called for help, but no one seemed to believe him. Eventually, he posted the clip online and left everyone shocked. People speculated that the faceless creature might actually be an alien, while skeptics chalked it up to a hoax. Ancient reptilian. The legendary lizard man of Bishopville, South Carolina, has made a comeback after nearly a decade. Described as a 7-foot-tall creature with scales, red eyes, and a long tail, sightings of this mysterious beast near Scape or Swamp have left residents scared once again. The legend was first sighted in 1988 when a man claimed the creature came onto his car. Clips and pictures of the alleged surface once again in 2015, and the cryptid became alive once again. The local museum has kept the lizard man lore alive, with sightings going back to Native American times. Cryptid run. A man had a strange sighting while retrieving his car from a parking lot. He noticed a small creature hiding behind some vehicles. Initially, he thought it might be a child, but when he saw it slide under a car, he realized it wasn't human. People have claimed the parking lot is haunted, and online there were all sorts of theories about what the creature might be: an alien, a cryptid, or something else entirely. Unfortunately, because the camera couldn't get a clear shot of its face, its true identity remains a mystery. Crossing road. Amidst sluggish midnight traffic, a street surveillance camera picked up something strange. It was not clear what the object was, but it appeared to cross the street rapidly. Due to the lack of any light, it only registered as a white, smoky silhouette. Some netizens, however, thought it looked vaguely like a human moving on all fours. Others even said that it seemed the thing had changed shape. But with such a poor quality video, nothing could be confirmed. That thing could be anything from a small animal to an actual alien. Non-human. Have you ever encountered something out of this world while cruising down a deserted road? Now imagine the sheer terror of this man when he drove right into a scene from a horror movie. It looked like a person sitting right in the middle of the street. But something really bizarre was happening with the individual, which has led many to believe it was not human at all. You can see how the arm appears extremely long, and I can't even explain the hand or appendage attached to the limb. Netizens were convinced it was a shape-shifting alien, drawing comparisons to the movie Parasite: The Grey. Skinhead.
You can hear it.
A homeowner in a small town reported hearing strange sounds at night, but as police investigations failed to round up the culprit, he took it on himself to find who was trespassing into his property, only to find it wasn't even human, let alone an animal. A pale, bald head peeked from behind a wall, with dark, hollow eyes, and before the man could make a move, ducked back down and disappeared. Apart from the strange looks, the chilling sounds the entity produced were enough for even the bravest souls to immediately flee the place. Alien humanoid. Something like this is the last thing you'd expect to see while taking a walk around the block at night. A guy came across this strange bipedal creature could be anything from an alien to a skinwalker. But one thing was for sure. It didn't like being spotted, and froze as a deer caught in the headlights. Then suddenly, an extremely bright light appeared out of nowhere, and when it blinked out, the entity was nowhere to be seen. Did the being use the light as cover, or did it actually portal right out of there? What do you think actually happened here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Alien carcass. Back in 2010, two friends out in the Italian mountains were shooting for a short film when they discovered a nightmarish sight. Up in the hills, a carcass was lying on the ground. They couldn't believe their eyes at what they saw. The body clearly belonged to an alien, which looked like it had just recently met its end. Blue skin, long limbs, and a face so horrifying you can barely look straight at it. Hearing a loud noise, the filmmakers quickly fled the scene. When they went back 2 days later, the body had mysteriously disappeared. While the internet went wild with alien theories, there were some people who brushed it off as a hoax. Could it have been the real deal? What do you think? Imposter Pope. This video will make you wonder who Pope Francis really is. He was captured standing among a crowd with his hand on his face. You might expect him to rub his eyes or just run a hand through his hair. But what happened was so unexpected that I almost thought I imagined it. Grabbing the skin of his nose, he pulled it, and the skin seemed to stretch, making his eyes appear hollow and sunken like the eye holes in a mask. Could an imposter have taken the place of the Pope? There's no telling, as the mystery remained unexplained. Reptilian bodyguard. This short clip from a 2012 speech of the former US President Barack Obama has recently resurfaced, causing a wave of suspicion among netizens. People said they spotted a reptilian Secret Service agent in the audience, and if you look closely, one of the president's bodyguard's features appeared a bit off, making him look strange from a certain angle. Many